Hey everyone, it's Cinema Lovers Incorporated back at you again with a brand new video today. I just want to apologize first for not making a lot of videos, my lack of content. This is kind of my channel's downtime right now, and I just wanted to take a little slow downtime until The Walking Dead comes out. Season 9, of course, and then Season 9 is going to be really, really big. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy my channel when Season 9 comes out. Right now, it's my downtime. Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 second half is not very good, so I just want to apologize for that. But nevertheless, let's get into the video. Today, I'm talking about the Batman franchise. You know, every single franchise. You have the Adam West TV series, you have the Tim Burton franchise, you have this Joel Schumacher version of the Tim Burton franchise, you know, you have his two movies, then you have the Nolan verse, and then you have the new verse, you know, the new Justice League, stuff like that. And I just wanted to talk about the different styles and my opinions on these styles. And I am actually going to defend one of these Batman movies, and you guys will be very shocked by which one I'm going to defend. But nevertheless, let's get into the video. So the first area, you know, the first ever type of Batman was the Adam West campy, colorful, cartoony series back in the 60s. Now, personally, I think this is fine. This is fun, and it looks great. It looks bright for all ages. Everyone can enjoy it. And Adam West is a great, funny man, and I miss this guy. You know, he was great in the role as Bruce Wayne and Batman. He just brought this campiness, this cartooniness, this comedy to the next level. It was just so much fun. But then in 1989, of course, Batman. The 1989 version came onto our screens, directed by Tim Burton. Now, personally, I love Tim Burton's older films. You know, PB's Big Adventure. Beetlejuice is fine. I like a lot of his movies. I just never felt like Batman clicked with me. The first Batman film that he directed felt off because he never directed something like this before at this kind of scale. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a fun movie, but it's not as good as people say it is. There's a lot of slow moments throughout the film, moments where they needed more, and it doesn't really age well nowadays. You really feel like you're in this 80s movie, and it just doesn't work all the way. The movie still is fun, and I think Batman Returns is not as good as the first Batman film, but what they do better in Batman Returns is, I think, the action and the style. The overall theme and feeling of Batman Returns feels more alive, if that makes any sense. In the first Batman, Tim Burton didn't really know what he was doing, but in the second one, he had full reign of his choices, and he just went all out. Batman Returns, while not as good as Batman, was still visually stunning, and I felt like the effects and the music and the action was so much better than the first Batman film. The first Batman film, of course, had Jack Nicholson, who played the Joker, and that's really a saving point. And then a lot of people like Michael Keaton. I think he's fine as Batman. I don't like him that much as Bruce Wayne, unfortunately. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't, so it's very mixed. Then, after Tim Burton left Batman Returns was a very dark film for the time. And it wasn't just dark, it was just very unpleasant for a lot of people. So they wanted to bring a more lighthearted film for all ages, you know, Batman Forever. Came onto our screens in 1995. Now, this was directed by Joel Schumacher. Tim Burton became producer, and unfortunately, this film was panned a lot by critics and fans alike. People hated this movie. But then Batman and Robin came out, and Batman and Robin was even more hated. So people look back now at Batman Forever, and it's not that bad. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a good film, and it's not a terrible film, but it's just an okay movie. There's actually some really fun moments in it that you can have. It actually feels like a true narrative. You have, you know, Bruce Wayne, his story of we're trying to discover what his parents meant to him and how he became Batman. All of that is great. Jim Carrey as the Riddler. A lot of people didn't like him, but I loved Jim Carrey in this role. Now, Tommy Lee Jones was awful in this movie. Everyone can agree with that. Tommy Lee Jones was pretty bad in the film. But I actually thought Val Kilmer was great, and I thought Chris O'Donnell was pretty great too as Robin. So it was Robin's first ever on-screen appearance in a film. So it was great. It was great. well, a modern film. He was in the, you know what I mean. But anyways, guys, Batman Forever actually feels like they were trying. They were trying with a narrative. It had cartoony moments, but it didn't have complete cartoony moments. But then when Batman and Robin came along, Joel was like, oh, look what we have in Batman Forever. All those cartoony moments. He took all the cartoony moments from Batman Forever and made a movie out of it. That's what Batman and Robin technically is, unfortunately. And I don't like Batman and Robin. A lot of people don't like Batman and Robin. I don't either. It feels like this cheap little commercial add-on, and nothing really feels original or fresh. It just feels like a cheap add-on to Batman Forever, when Batman Forever felt much stronger and it felt more alive, like it was trying to be a new Batman movie. However, Batman and Robin felt like a commercial. So then the Nolan universe came along, where Christopher Nolan wanted to reboot the franchise because a lot of people didn't like this beautiful, colorful, neon glowing light, happy Batman, that we got in Forever and Robin, Batman and Robin. So they rebooted the franchise with a much more darker, dramatic arc. Christopher Nolan, the films that he made, especially The Dark Knight, don't really feel like superhero films, but more like crime dramas, where cops versus the mob. And I just love that. I love that feeling. Now, I love Batman Begins because it truly feels like a comic book film. It's the only one, in my opinion, that feels the most like a comic book film out of the Nolan films. And I love the look of Gotham in that movie. I like Batman's arc. I love the writing. But unfortunately, Batman The Dark Knight is way better. Well, Batman Forever, they're both on, same par. They're on the same track. But The Dark Knight, wow, is a fantastic film. That is one of my favorite films of all time. The Dark Knight is probably my favorite Batman film. I love that movie. Dark Knight Rises, not so much. This is probably my least favorite film out of the Christopher Nolan franchise. It's still a good film, but just has a lot of problems in my opinion. I don't like the characters. I don't like the new Robin. I don't like Catwoman in this movie. These two characters just felt off to me. I didn't like a lot of these characters, and it was just down to the writing, and I felt like they were trying to sum everything up too fast. And, it just wasn't as good as the first two. It was still great. There was just something off about it. I think there was too many effects, too many explosions. And, of course, that's what you get in a final film in the franchise. It just felt a little bit too all over the place, and the characters were messy. And I'm not saying that the other two films were not messy. They were messy, too, in their own right. They were just done better. So then we move on to the new Batman franchise, which is a Marvel-esque feel to it. A lot of comedy, a lot of fighting, a lot of CGI. That's what we get in our new Batman franchise. Zack Snyder and those people are directing the Batman films. Personally, I haven't seen them. I've only seen some of the videos on YouTube, so I can't really talk about it. They're not very interesting in my opinion. I think some of the scenes are okay. Ben Affleck does a decent job in Batman vs. Superman, but does a horrible job in Justice League. I've actually never seen these films before. Shocker, I've never seen them, and I don't know if I'll be seeing them anytime soon, so I hope you enjoyed my video about every single Batman franchise, every unique look. And I get really mad when people hate on Batman Forever for its look, when the Tim Burton films had a gothic look and they weren't even normal looking. So people should never hate on Batman Forever, because Batman Returns and Batman had a gothic look as well. They all had their different styles. I just don't think it resonated well with Batman Forever, because it was just too soon. The fans of Batman Returns were still hot off of that film, and I think just Batman Forever came too quick, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Like I said, I'm in a downtime right now. I need all your support, so all the likes would be great. So let me know down below what video I should do next. Comment down below, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want to do, and goodbye. Bye, everyone.